Next one is training, health and safety training. Uh, what is the importance of training? Training makes people, workers more aware, and training is main part of the overall health and safety strategy. We can provide the workforce with good equipments, good machinery, but if we don't train them, they may not use that machinery effectively. So every stage of the work, there is some or other type of training is necessary. Beginning for the new employees, what kind of training needed when the new employees entering the site? We call induction trainings, isn't it? Induction training will get. Then as the job changes, then maybe job specific trainings. When a supervisor become manager, there should be some specific trainings the supervisor should undergo. Only when he completes successfully, then only he will be getting that new job, new post. When a new machinery arrives, how to operate that machine, training is needed. Then there will be some third party trainings required, like first aid, fire safety. So training is an ongoing process. So health and safety training can be defined as the planned formal process of acquiring and practicing knowledge and skills in a relatively safe environment. Training is central to the effective management of health and safety in workplaces. Employers have a responsibility to train their staff to carry out their jobs in a safe manner. So we saw yesterday 64. What does it say? Provide training to workers. So it is a legal requirement to train the workers. Training is a key component of competence. So competence means four aspects of competence: knowledge, skills, training, and experience. So just to have a certificate and knowledge, not sufficient. You have good skills, not sufficient. You have experience, not sufficient. There should be continuous training needed. In the absence of training, it is difficult to develop or demonstrate competence, and as a result, the statute law in many countries requires employers to provide appropriate training for their workers. Okay, so training importance we understood. What will happen once that worker has been properly trained? How it will benefit the worker? The workers will understand the hazards and risk inherent to their work. The workers will understand the correct rules and precautions to apply. Workers will understand the foreseeable emergencies and the actions to take should any untoward incidents happen. For example, a fire accident. If the worker is trained, he knows what to do, where is the assembly point, where is the what actions he should take, all that things he come to know. Limitations he will understand about their work, what I should do, what I should not do, especially when a machine, hazardous machine is there with guards. Can I open the guards? Can I, many times you must have seen people are working with power tools by removing the guards. Why they are removing the guards? Maybe they are not well trained. They are using their own ideas of doing the work more comfortable according to them. But if they're trained and if they're told about the dangers of the removal of the guards, they will never do this work. So their personal health and safety responsibilities workers will understand once they are trained. The workers will understand the consequences of breaking the rules, including disciplinary procedures. If the worker knows what will happen if they don't follow the rules, then they will say, I don't want to fall in trouble. I don't want my salary to cut. But during the training, they will be told in the induction training, if disciplinary procedures are explained to them. See, if you do a mistake or not mistake, if you do a violation, first attempt, you will get a warning letter. Second attempt, you might get a fine. Third attempt, you will be terminated. So now up to you whether you do a violation or not. Understand? So only after training only they will understand who to contact with any issues. So how to report. Reporting issues can be learned during a training. Okay. So when trainings are needed, okay, when trainings are needed, when a new worker arrives at the workplace, he is not aware of the workplace hazards, he is not aware of the welfare facilities, he is not aware of the site first stadium arrangement, site fire safety measures, site PP requirements or site safety rules. He is not aware. So all these things he need to be informed about the company policies, company management, organizational chart, who is their boss, what is his requirements, what are the policies. Everything must be told to the new workers in the induction training. Some companies may have 1 day full training, 1 day training, induction training, or sometimes more than 1 day. But in a normal company, at least 1 to 2 hours induction training is needed to the workers to make them familiar with the workplace. So in the induction training, see, this is very important aspect of for examination. Last exam also this question came. What are the typical content of a general induction training course? Okay. The last time question came like this. You are the advisor of this organization. You have to conduct a induction training course to these workers, to the new workers or temporary workers. What content or what topics would you teach the workers in the induction training course? What workers? So what are the things? I want somebody to read this. Who will read it? I will tell. Can anybody raise the hand for reading?
Yes, sir, I can read it.
Okay, please read this one. Typical content. Loudly.
Topic focus, sir. Typical content of general induction training course for new starters. The organization health and safety policy. Number second is the other emergency procedures. Number three is detail of specific workplace hazard and controls. Number four is, sir, the first aid facilities and personals. The fifth one is the location of welfare facilities, safe movement around the workplace, and accident and incident reporting procedures, worker consultation arrangement, general safety rules such as no smoking areas, personal protective equipment requirements, and introduction to safe. Sir, I can't see the other one because, sir, introduction system work and permit system, introduction to the risk assessment system and responsibility of individual, and the last one is, sir, disciplinary procedures.
Actions. Okay. Please please close your microphones. So that is the induction training for the new workers. Later, when training is needed, when there is a job change, I told you when supervisor becomes manager, when team leader becomes supervisor, or a manager becomes head of the department, that time it's a job change, isn't it? The position change, that time additional training is needed to make sure that the person taking the new post will understand his responsibilities. Then training needed when there is a process change. Process change means previously different process was there for a production. Now they change they maybe make something automation, new machinery comes there for the process. That time workers need to be provided with sufficient training. When new technology arrives, again new machinery, new technology, it can create new hazards and risk to workers if they are not familiar with the new technology. Maybe a software comes, the workers need to be used how to operate the software with the machine working with the software. Before it was working with manually, now with computer aided help it is working. So workers need to be trained in the computer, all that things is very important. Noor Hassan, can you close your video, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My voice is
Close
coming.
the video. Close the video. Close the video. Just listen to the lecture. And if you have any questions, you can raise your hands. Okay.
Yes, okay.
You guys can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So new technology understood. Next one, new legislation. Many times legislation updates. Previously, afternoon breaks were not there during the summer season. Later in 2016, summer season breaks came. When the new legislation comes, and if workers are not being informed about it, workers or supervisors or managers, then they may not know what is needed by law. So it is the health and safety team's responsibility to check what is the new legislation updates and tell that changes to the management staff, to the workers during the appropriate time, like meetings or what is that, toolbox talk trainings or a special session to update the legislation updates. So that way, various types of trainings are needed. But anytime after the training records has to be maintained. Otherwise, there is no proof the training was conducted. So in the proof, you should write clearly topic, which date it is conducted, who conducted it, who are the participants, their designation and their signature, and the signature of the trainer and signature of the department manager. And also you can write down what topics have been informed them, maybe a brief bullet points below the page. Okay, what topics? So all that should be recorded. Okay, that is about chapter 2 training.